We have a kite here, and it gives us a bit of information. The first thing it tells us is that this angle is 40 degrees. That's angle BAC. And then it tells us this whole angle over here is 48 degrees. Okay, so it tells us that. The other thing it tells us is that it's a kite. And if you remember about a kite, all of its angles meet at right angles, or its diagonals are perpendicular. Sorry, its diagonals are perpendicular, meaning these are all right angles here. Okay, so let's see if we can't solve some of these problems. The first one says the measure of angle ABD. Okay, if I trace that out, angle ABD. Talking about this angle up here. The question is, what's the measure of this angle? Well, let's break this up. If you see, we have a triangle that we're working with right here. 40 degrees. This is 90 degrees. And we know all the triangles add up to, yes, that's right, 180. So take 180, subtract 40, subtract 90, and what's left will be this angle here that we're talking about. When you do that, you'll get 50 degrees. So this angle, we just found out, is 50 degrees. So let's backtrack. 50, I'm going to fill that in now. So that's 50 degrees. That one wasn't too bad. DCA, that's talking about this angle right here. So the question is, how much is that angle? Well, if you notice, we have a triangle on top of a triangle here. These two triangles are congruent by side, side, reflexive property, side. What I'm getting at is that in a kite, these two triangles on the top and on the bottom are always going to be equal, and so therefore they're mirror images of each other, which means anything that happens in this upper triangle happens down here. So for example, I could fill in and say this is 50. It doesn't really help our problem, but I know that's 50. Back to the question, what is this angle right here? Well, we know these two angles have to be the same on the top and the bottom of this triangle. The whole thing is 48, which means if we split that in half, we get 24 here and 24 here. And so the measure of that angle that we're looking at, 24 degrees. So I'm going to write that over here, 24 degrees. Last angle is angle ABC. ABC. Now I'm going to kind of erase all this extra information here because we have a lot happening. I'm going to backtrack. And I'm going to look at, well, sorry, I should stop there. A, B, C. I'm going to look at that triangle there. The question is, what is this angle right here? Remember we said this was 24, right? Do you see how we have a triangle now? And we know one angle, two angles, and we're looking for that third angle. So if you look at the triangle that way, you'll see that we have 180 degrees, take away 40, take away 24, and when you do all of that, you should be left with 116 degrees for this angle, the whole thing right there. All right? 116 degrees for that whole angle there.